in your MMQB that you posted today. You talked about the Michael Penix conundrum. What is that right now?
So, like, if you want to go back to like the fall, and I ask around about the quarterbacks in particular during the fall because I like to have that perspective. With scouts, guys who are on the road. I've felt for a long time like the NFL wasn't as high on Michael Penix as the general public was, and so I really went into all this thinking maybe he's a second round pick, maybe he's a third round pick, like that, like people would catch up to kind of how the NFL views him. And, one of the reasons why was right before the championship game, I asked a bunch of scouts about both McCarthy and Penix to try to get, a read on how they saw them. And, one of the scouts called him a 3-point shooter, in that like he's unbelievable down the field, like really, really great accuracy down the field, but he's not great. And it's a weird thing that they have a hard time explaining, but he wasn't great underneath, with the short to intermediate stuff. And so, as I asked around, that kind of kept coming up. And then I see what Jesse Minter and Michigan did to him in the championship game. They basically, and Rich, you watched it closely, like they dared him to go underneath. They dared him to go on 10, 12 play drives, and they couldn't do it. And so, like, I think that was sort of the rep that scouts, saw, like that was the rep that he had with scouts over the course of the last couple of years. What's fascinating about this now, and this is what I call the conundrum, is as I've made more calls over the last couple of weeks, I've found that coaches love him and that coaches like him a lot more than scouts do. And so I was talking to somebody over the weekend who, knows Penix, and I asked, why would that be? And it was really interesting. The answer I got was that Penix has the stuff that you can't coach. The downfield accuracy is very, very difficult to correct or grow. It's just either there or it's not. Michael Penix throws with anticipation. That's really, really hard to coach. Where he struggles, like underneath, like coaches feel like they can fix that. Where he struggles with movement in the pocket, coaches feel like they can work on that. So I think that that's the conundrum, is that, in some of these draft rooms, you're going to have coaches that really, really like him. Like I had a couple of coaches tell me that they thought he was the second best quarterback in the entire draft behind Caleb Williams, which stunned me based on where scouts were putting him over the last 3 or 4 months. So I think that that's where it's going to be really interesting to see the way these things are kind of worked through over the next couple of weeks in these draft rooms where there could be some disagreement on Michael Penix Jr.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.